Yo, what's good, family? This is Street Ethics TV Podcast, real stories, raw talent, no filter. I'm your host, 323 Committed 10. Today, we talking about something that don't get said enough, something heavy, something a lot of men carry in silence. Episode 17, the weight men carry, mental health in the streets. See, in the streets, men are taught one thing early: be strong, don't complain, don't break, don't talk. But nobody ever tells you what that scrum costs you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Tonight, we breaking that silence. Let's get into it. From a young age, men in the streets are conditioned. You gotta provide, you gotta protect, you gotta stand on business, you gotta keep your composure no matter what you feeling inside. Pain, you swallow it. Fear, you hide it. Stress, you carry it alone. And the crazy part, that silence gets praised. People call it being solid, but nobody asks how heavy that weight really is. I've seen strong men crumble in private, men who never cried in public, men who never asked for help, men who thought silence was strength until it became a prison. Now let's be real, a lot of men in the streets are dealing with trauma they don't even have a name for. Watching violence, losing friends, growing up in survival mode, always being alert, always expecting the worst. That does something to your mind. But instead of calling it trauma, they call it life. Instead of calling it anxiety, they call it being on point. Instead of calling it depression, they call it just being tired. That's not normal. That's survival mode. Overstanding is welcome. Unaddressed trauma don't disappear. It shows up as anger, as addiction, as detachment, as self-sabotage. So why don't men talk about it? Because in the streets, vulnerability is dangerous. You open up, people might use it against you. You admit you're struggling, you might look weak. You saying you overwhelmed, people expect you to still perform. So men locking in, and that pressure builds. I've known men who handle everything for everybody else, but never learn how to handle themselves. And the truth is, mental health doesn't care how tough you are. If you don't deal with it, it will deal with you. Let me say this clearly. Strength is not silence. Strength is self-awareness. Strength is knowing when you need to rest, when you need help, when you need to talk, when you need to heal. You can be a man and protect your mental health. You can be solid and admit you're struggling. You can be respected and still go to therapy, pray, journal, disconnect, or reset. The real flex, living long, being present for your family, breaking cycles, not becoming another statistic. This part right here, this is for the men listening. You don't have to carry everything alone. You don't have to bleed in silence. You don't have to prove strength by suffering quietly. Check on yourself the same way you check on everybody else. Your mind matters, your peace matters, your life matters. Now, as y'all know, on our show, we feature a 10-question Q&A that we ask our audience. So after we return from this commercial break, we will get right into that.
Hey Music World, listen up. Street Ethics Music Syndicate is back with hot new music. Be on the lookout for our artists' singles, mixtapes, and albums on the way. And did you all know that we sponsor Street Ethics TV Podcast? Can't wait until Season 2 Street Ethics TV Podcast. Longer episodes coming soon in Season 2. Street Ethics Music Syndicate new music coming soon. Street Ethics TV Podcast live streams on Podbean, YouTube, and Twitch Fridays 8 p.m. through 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow Thorned Hearts on Instagram. New spring, summer, fall, and winter clothing collections coming soon. Men's, women, and children all sizes. And guess what? We are proud partners of Street Ethics Music Syndicate. Tap and be on the lookout for Thorned Hearts.
Oh my god.
You live with Street Ethics TV Podcast and Street Ethics Music Syndicate Studios. Tap in. Now we back at Street Ethics TV Podcast, and on our show we feature a 10-question Q&A that we ask our audience. So we gonna dive right into that. Today's episode was the weight men carry mental health in the streets. Question 1: what's one thing you've been carrying mentally that nobody around you knows about? Question 2: When life gets heavy, who do you actually talk to, or do you keep everything inside? Question 3. What does being strong mean to you, and has that definition ever hurt you instead of help you? Question 4. What's the biggest pressure you feel as a man in your environment? Question 5. Do you feel like the streets give men space to be vulnerable, or is vulnerability seen as weakness? Question 6. What's one coping mechanism you use that helps you and one that hurts you? Question 7. If you could tell your younger self one thing about mental health, what would it be? Question 8. What's the hardest part about asking for help when you're struggling? Question 9. How do you personally deal with stress, anger, or emotional overload? And question 10, our last question of the day. What's one change you think the community needs to make to support men's mental health better? That's episode 17, The Weight Men Carry, Mental Health in the Streets. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a brother who needs to hear it. Start the conversation, break the silence. This is 323 Community, Street Ethics TV Podcast, real stories, raw talent, no filter, and we out. Leave your answers and comments in the comment section of this episode. And if you have any questions about today's show or any questions about today's Q&A, leave your comments in the comment section also, so we can chat and chop it up on our next episode of Street Ethics TV Podcast. Subscribe to Street Ethics TV Podcast on our YouTube channel and follow Street Ethics TV Podcast right here on Spotify.